2018 was a big year for the channel. We started pushing for contracts, experimenting a bit out of the box, and running component giveaways. I've learned a lot about what it takes to run a channel and full-on business in this space. Most of us in the tech media industry just kind of jumped straight into it and adapted to consumer preferences as they changed. We work for you. We also inadvertently work as contractors for YouTube, so that's interesting. We've also had to adapt to YouTube's ever-changing and holier-than-thou algorithm, something I still can't quite comprehend. But these are the risks we all take in this space, and we do it willfully because we get to be our own bosses. We risk losing everything if YouTube decides to turn a blind eye to something as absurd as a sham copyright strike or two. Likewise, if viewers stop watching altogether for whatever reason, we're finished. We've fully invested in this platform. Now, I say all of that to say this. Your trust in me as a reviewer is vital. If I lose my integrity, I lose you, and then I lose my business. So without getting into exact dollar amounts, I'm gonna break down Science Studio's finances for you. Maybe satisfy your morbid curiosity. Maybe you really wanna know how things work around here. I want you to see where our money comes from, where it goes, and how we handle contracts, ads, and big events. I think you'll enjoy this one. Whether you're looking for a mid-tower with plenty of room for a stack of hard drives or a silent profile even under load, the Be Quiet Darkbase 700 has you covered, and act fast, only 3,000 units of the white edition you're seeing here are being made. Click the link below for more details. So let's get the ball rolling with a pie chart I made. I feel very, very proud of this chart. What you're looking at is Science Studio's 2018 revenue by percent. So take this green pie slice, for example. It represents promotions, so sponsored video and pre-roll income generated externally, meaning it doesn't come from YouTube or any major retailer directly. Instead, it comes from the companies we either, one, work very closely with in the industry, like ASUS and Deepcool and Be Quiet, or two, share a similar target audience with, though the products and services they offer aren't tied directly to the computer tech industry. An example of this would be like ExpressVPN. We've run a few ads for them in the past, and while VPNs themselves aren't exactly tangible bits of hardware we can review in videos, many of our viewers share common interests with their target audience, so they choose to advertise with us. Another part of this slice is event revenue, which is an indirect way of labeling the revenue we generate to fund the big trips we take each year to places like Computex, CES, PAX, and others. Consider Computex, which is coming up actually in a few months. Time is flying by. With this event, we sell packages to companies that include event pre-rolls, discounted promotional content in the future, especially if bundled, and guaranteed coverage at the event in question. Everyone tends to handle this financing a bit differently. I know some people just sell pre-rolls, like general pre-rolls to cover this stuff, but we don't generate enough revenue from pre-rolls to get us to these events. And a Computex event costs thousands of dollars to attend, especially if you plan to bring others with you to edit and film. Its plane tickets are like $2,000 in and of themselves from my city. So we do things this way to build relationships with companies long term and at the same time produce as much content as possible. And by the way, we also visit the booths and suites of companies at these events who don't pay us at all to be there. So at CES this year, for example, we covered Cooler Master and Alpha Cool in dedicated videos, two companies that have never paid us a dime. So I just wanted to clear that one up. So 40% of our total revenue for 2018 came from these external companies. In fact, it almost perfectly matched our Google AdSense income, which is the money we receive directly from YouTube viewership through the use of baked-in ads and banners. I bet you didn't know that AdSense revenue accounted for less than half of Science Studio's total income for the year. You learned something today. I've further dissected YouTube revenue into ad revenue, so that's the pre-rolls and banners I just mentioned, YouTube Red, which is technically now YouTube Premium, and Super Chats, which are those donations we receive from viewers during our live streams. So to read this smaller pie chart correctly, 2% of our total channel revenue for 2018 came from Super Chats, and as much as 34% of it came from ad revenue directly. These three percentages should sum to 40% of the total pie area, which is what this red slice represents. So after YouTube and promotional revenue is Amazon affiliate revenue, our third largest revenue generator, which accounts for 16% of our total revenue for the year. I don't think I need to explain how this money is generated at this point, but in a nutshell, if you click on an affiliate link in one of our videos and buy a product, Amazon gives us a small kickback, typically around 1 to 3% of the total cost of the item. It really depends on the item and its category. Fun fact, it doesn't even have to be the product whose link you originally clicked on. So if, for example, you click on a graphics card affiliate link in one of our videos and then navigate to a computer case instead, we'll get the kickback for the case if you decide to purchase that. Essentially, Amazon is incentivizing us as the influencers to draw traffic to the platform, and it's our job to disclose to our viewers the fact that the links are affiliated so that they know what's going on. Next up on the pie chart is this 2% blue slice here, which represents Newegg sales. We use an affiliate program called Commission Junction, or CJ, to pull traffic to this source. Newegg doesn't have a baked-in affiliate program at this point, which kind of sucks, but CJ works well enough. We pull a much smaller audience to this site for a few reasons. For one, a majority of our links, even on older videos, are Amazon links. We just started doing Newegg stuff a couple of years ago. And for two, Newegg is significantly more exclusive when seen in the context of the sheer size of Amazon, so our affiliate links for Amazon work pretty much anywhere Amazon sells goods, so like the UK, the US, Canada, Germany, etc. Newegg is much smaller and our traffic reflects this. Nonetheless, the revenue is still noteworthy. I mean, 2% sounds super small, but it's something, and that's why we use CJ for them. Otherwise, it's lost revenue. Lastly, our smallest pie slice is Patreon, which is just another way for our viewers to earn a bit of exclusivity and support us directly. We provide perks in our public Discord for them, including private channels, and play games like PUBG with them quite a bit. Essentially, they get preference when we do things like this. I do have plans, however, to terminate Patreon on account of YouTube's membership feature, which is that join button down below next to the subscribe button. It's similar to Twitch's subscription button, and this kind of makes Patreon's features a bit redundant. More on the YouTube membership feature in this video right here. So that's where our money comes from, and that's how it's divided. But let's take a closer look at some of these slices. Consider the YouTube slice. We could do a lot with this one, but a chart I think you'll find very interesting is the percent revenue generated by individual videos on the channel. Now, I don't have a problem showing this because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together. Typically, the more views a video earns, the higher the payout. I mean, whoop-de-doo. But there are a few caveats which we will discuss shortly, and a few trends you can actually see in this chart. So up top here is the Verge PC video, which was actually uploaded toward the end of 2018. Still, it accounts for nearly 8% of total AdSense revenue, and it was our most lucrative video that entire year. Up next is the I Read a Terrible Craigslist PC ad video. That's this one right here, for those wondering. 6% of total AdSense revenue came from it. Then my review of the 13-inch MacBook Pro, another Craigslist video, and so on. You can kind of see a trend here. Craigslist videos tend to do very well, as do Apple videos, and that's a very persuasive metric for some. You might think, wow, why isn't Greg doing more of these? And my answer is, well, if I did, I'd probably phase out a huge chunk of my core audience. A lot of you hate Apple and just, pop in to dislike the video, leave a weird comment, and then leave. You can do that. It's an open platform. That's fine. But it's one of the reasons why I like to take these videos in stride and kind of sprinkle them in every now and then. Same goes for the Craigslist videos. A lot of you actually enjoy those, but apart from the kind of street smart knowledge and used price breakdowns, the videos lack true, heavy scientific substance. So again, I sprinkle them in every now and then. Now, another important thing to consider with this chart is CPM, which is effectively the cost per 1,000 views advertisers pay to plant ads in a video. Some videos have higher CPMs than others. It's kind of related to tags and the vibrancy of the channel at the time, but typical range is usually between $1 and $3. That means if a video earns 1 million views, the content creator typically earns between $1,000 and $3,000. But don't get too excited. Only the huge channels pull millions of views per video, right? In our case, it averages to between maybe 50 to 100,000 views, and that usually has to accumulate over a month or so. So most videos, in our case, don't earn more than about $100. That doesn't sound like too much money. Fun fact number 2, Craigslist videos, for whatever reason, tend to earn higher CPMs than normal, so we actually make more money on those per view than the typical video. But even if we assume something as absurd as like a $5 CPM, that only translates to, is it half of 1 penny per view? Is my math right there? I mean, yeah, it adds up, but still, at least it puts things into perspective. And that's why promotional content is so vital to larger channels. Typically, when channels reach like 500,000 or 1 million subs in this space, they plant an external pre-roll in nearly every video. This again is not AdSense we're talking about anymore. Those are usually in by default. External pre-rolls are those pre-rolls we as content creators usually put together. We get the green light from the company sponsoring the content, we create the content, send it in for approval, it gets approved, and then we plant that video or that little clip, that ad, into one of our videos along with corresponding links. Consider this video. You saw a pre-roll early on from Be Quiet, and you got the links attached in the video description. We offer 2 different kinds, 15-second and 30-second pre-rolls, and nothing longer than that, since audience retention rates tend to drop rather fast when you approach a minute-long pre-roll. We also have 2 different pricing structures depending on who is buying a pre-roll, whether it be a single ad or a discounted bundle. Remember the 2 different types of companies we talked about in our promotional slice discussion? Companies are either within the industry or outside the industry, obviously. Those within the industry sell products pertaining directly to the computer industry. It has to do with what we do on the channel on a daily basis. We, show off graphics cards, test things like motherboards, CPUs, cases, coolers, power supplies, LED strips, you get the point. If it's something I can review and mix in with traditional content on this channel, it's within the industry. And as a result, I charge these companies less per ad. Now you might be thinking, but Greg, why would you charge less to companies that share your target audience? I mean, typically, if you know you can provide a decent ROI for the company in question, you charge more because you can. But there's a conflict of interest not many people talk about, and that's affiliate programs. So Amazon and Newegg, B&H, whoever. When we review products, we know in the back of our heads that our conclusions and critiques will directly affect our click-through rates for affiliate programs. So if I give a computer case a terrible review, I probably won't earn much affiliate revenue through the case's Amazon link. See what I mean? So to be clear, that does not affect my ability to objectively review products. I imagine it doesn't affect many other reviewers out there either. We have enough content on our channels and a fair balance of good and bad. One more negative review won't change much at all. I'm gonna tell it to you straight up, exactly how it is, how I see it. But tech companies know that pre-rolls planted on channels like mine tend to have a better engagement since the hardware is similar to stuff they see all the time on the channel. That means we get to double dip. I make money from the company for creating and planning the ad in the first place, and I make money from Amazon and Newegg, whose customers purchase products through those corresponding affiliate links. So to lower the stakes, I charge less for those companies. It's probably not the norm, and I'd honestly be surprised if any other tech YouTuber did things this way, but it's a way for me to incentivize industry reps and ensure that we have promotional content to include in future videos. That said, if the product sucks, I won't be advertising on a science studio. Not gonna happen. If someone buys a garbage product off my recommendation and realizes that it's actually garbage, my reputation is ruined. In baby steps, I mean, one ruined, opinion of myself isn't gonna do much, but every step counts, and if many people begin thinking the same thing, they won't watch the channel. So I only promote products that I'm confident my viewers, that's all of you, will either enjoy or at least consider, because thankfully, there's more than one good product from one company out there. And recall this pie chart. Promotional content is a huge chunk of our revenue. If it suddenly disappeared, I'm honestly not sure I'd be able to keep doing what I'm doing full time. I'd have to use my BSPE or my MBA and be a financier or an engineer somewhere, but I don't want to do that. I like doing this. I love this job. I love the fact that I can make videos like these, compiled around stats gathered from an entire 2018 calendar year. It's like a presentation. With that, I'll conclude the video. What other questions do you have about our finances? I won't give away specific numbers for obvious reasons, but I'll try my best to clarify any policy by which we abide. I think transparency is important. I know Linus did a video similar to this maybe a year or two ago. I wish smaller channels would do this because it's an interesting deep dive. Maybe you guys learned a few things about how we run things, and that way going forward, you won't be surprised by some of the tactics that we have when it comes to pre-rolls or Computex, CES coverage, whatever. With that, if you like the video, thumbs up, you know what to do. Click that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and become a member by clicking the join button if you are feeling especially lucky. I appreciate all your support, even if it's just something as simple as watching this video. Yes, even if you're running ad blocker, I don't get jack when you run an ad blocker watching this video, but the view itself still helps. I mean, if anything, it just shows that our channel is still driving traffic, and it helps me sell some ads, some external promotional content for you guys. And if you buy products through our affiliate links, that helps us a ton, as you just saw as well. This is Science Studio. Thanks for watching. Thanks for learning with us.